Cheers everybody, thanks to everybody that supports the channel, subs, if you're a member, a Patreon, if you're a paid sub, thank you very much for an amazing year. It's been an alright year. It's been amazing in places, but tough in others. The first thing I want to do is deal with the elephant in the room, quite literally, because I got fat. You can tell by this image, and there did come a point where I noticed it, but other people didn't, and that was the scary thing, except for you guys. Like, there was people in the comment sections of videos across, say, last year, 2021, which were kind of saying like, hey, you're looking fat. And it's like, things in the comment section don't go unnoticed. A lot of times I don't feel like compelled, like I'm not going to respond to you or fall out of anybody because people disagree with an opinion or blah, blah, blah. I respect your opinion. I've got better things to do in my life than falling out with people. But that one, you're getting fat, like, I got it. I really did. So that's why, and if people have noticed, I have lost weight. A few people have noticed and said, you've lost weight. And I'm like, thank you, by the way. My mother-in-law says I'm looking quite slim, and I take that as a very big compliment because I have worked very hard on exercising. I try and have an hour of exercise a day, and it's not too good at the moment, but that's because of COVID recovery. The second thing is that I sort out my diet because a lot of the times I was becoming allergic to things like breakfasts and certain types of stuff. I have a fasting day a week. I make sure that I have a lot of kind of like vegetables. I drink a lot of water, which is very important. And especially in the summer, I'll try and do about 8 pints of water a day. And then in the winter, I'm not very good at the moment. Again, like something I need to kind of get back to improving on. But the main thing is like the exercise routines and also eating better and eating fresher when it comes to the evenings has been a big thing in order to kind of like get this weight down. So that's one kind of like good thing about 2022. Right, let's bring down the tone and talk about mental health. This year for mental health, I mean, look, here's the thing. A lot of us experience mental health issues in different various ways. For me, I did have a bit of a wobble last month, which is really annoying. COVID brought on some like weird things from panic attacks, hallucinations, and negative thoughts. Right, to give the best way I could describe it is that the negative voice in my brain was kind of like more louder than my positive one, and it kind of felt like this. My positive voice was trying to say, hey, by the way, you're okay, everything's going to be fine, and the negative was going like, oh, what if this happens, what if this happens, oh, you're not well, you're going to lead to this, oh, right, you're going to be scared of this, you're going to be claustrophobic on this. And it's like the negative was kind of louder than the positive. And like now I feel like I'm in a really good place where anytime I kind of think of something like negative, it's just like it's not there, and I've got that drive, that kind of like the fear factor's gone. I used to have this and that kind of like thing for, anyway, it was weird times, but it's happened to me before. I've had about 3 mental health kind of wobbles, like panic attacky stuff. One back in 2017 and one in 2020. So it's not like a regular pattern. It's just a case of like circumstance and things happen and stuff like that. But I think this year has really been kind of like all about coming to terms with stuff. And one of the big things that I've been trying to come to terms with is loss in the family, which happened in 2021. I have explained about this and I've talked about it in the past, where a family member took their life, and it is still something that it's never something you can just go like, oh, well, I can just kind of like go every day like, oh, everything's fine, because it does kind of like come up from time to time. There will come a point where it won't hurt quite as much anymore, but there's times where you just go like, this is sad, it is what it is, and you continue thinking about that person as well. You should be like, I take positive memories kind of like ongoing in my life, but you just kind of like have to say, you have to like constantly reassure yourself on things and kind of go like, okay, is it, this happened, it is real, but the love is always there when you kind of like think about that person. It's such a difficult thing to talk about. It's important to talk about these things, and I would say that if anybody is, and I won't go into any further details, but I would be saying to people, look, if you have any issues, right, make sure to go to, or you don't feel right, you don't think like you're thinking of thoughts that you shouldn't do, is to go to proper people to get diagnosis, to speak to therapists, to go with just to talk about things, just talk, and that's kind of the main thing I really want to say about that. But currently my mental health is in a really good place, and yeah, I hope everybody else is able to kind of like focus on 2023. Get a mental health. If you're not feeling too great, is to go to the right people and make sure to kind of have those conversations about how you're feeling, and making sure you're keeping yourself in check, and put positive things in your life and things in your future that you can focus on. I think that's the main thing to do. And that's one thing that I try and do, is go like, okay, well, I've got all these positive things in the future I'm planning, I'm looking forward to. And just take it day by day. But the good times do come back, do keep going. And if it's bad, it's only bad for a moment, and the pain is temporary, and you can keep going. Part-time YouTuber, part-time working for a games developer. Yeah, so if you don't know already, I work part-time. I mean, I'm part-time like MCOC YouTuber and streamer and whatever. But also I work part-time for games developer, Final Strike Games, as they work on an unannounced AAA PvP shooter, which is a new IP, new universe on PC and console. Now, I would love to share more information. I'm not gonna. This opportunity is just so important to me that I will not be giving out anything apart from what they put out. So that's what they put out. That's the info right there, and I can't go any further than that. It's going to give you an idea of this one. Shout out to Brad. I don't know if Brad will even see this video, but much love to Brad, and also like Mike, who kind of like went, yeah, okay, we'll give him a chance. So I submitted some work in December of 2021. And got the opportunity, thumbs up, in January 2022, and this is coming into my first year of doing work for Final Strike Games. And this project is massive. It is bigger than you think. It's bigger than a mobile game, I'll tell you that much. And I'm so excited to share more information, but I can't do that until 2024. And also I can't share more than what Final Strike Games kind of like put out for this. But yeah, this is massive. It's massive, and it's great. There's fantastic people, great atmosphere, good vibes, good chatting. You know, friendliness is kind of one of the most important things. And the thing is, I've managed businesses, I've like set up businesses, and it's been nice to kind of go in and not have the pressures of kind of like managing other people and stuff, and just go in and just do something new. Like I'm going from like my business degree in management, and kind of like, yeah, setting up businesses, making wealthy men millions and millions of pounds, to now kind of like doing like working for a company where it's like just feels like it's part of a team, and also people deliver on stuff. Like the games devs here are just, they're amazing. Their attention to detail is fantastic, and what they're gonna produce when the game is out is gonna be, you're going to love it. Absolutely love it. But also the part 2 to this is I'm trying to balance my time as best as I can to make sure that I make content, cover stuff, news-wise, non-news-wise, guides and stuff like that. I'm doing an okay job right now, but I'll talk about like how this impacts my plans for 2023, and kind of like the future with that. But as I said, this is something I couldn't turn down as an opportunity. It does mean that I am not able, as I said, I would love to do more videos, cover more things, catch up with the guides that I'm meant to be making, but I'll try and do that in 2023. But we'll talk a bit more about my plans for 2023 in a minute. House, studio, and green screen. Yeah, you're probably wondering to yourself like, oh, you used to have a green screen. Why are you not doing your green screen anymore? It's still something that I do plan to do. I don't think that it works for this office. At the moment, this office is just way too small. Like my wall is just there, like I can reach out and touch it. The wall here is like literally there, like this thing blocks it. There's just not enough room. There's not enough room to get a proper green screen in place. And the problem with doing this is well lit green screens. The mistake is just like, I know people do green screens. It's just a lot of them, most of the time, do not like them particularly well. And this room isn't exactly the best one to light it. This is why I want to create a studio. It's always been the plan to kind of create something that I can be proud of and go, this is good, and also take the channel in the next direction. The final direction I want to take the channel is very much like Dr. Disrespect, in that you can just go like click a button, which I can do. I just did there with like my my Stream Deck. Is click a button, it then gives you a time delay that you can then get up to a new location that's got a green screen on, with a different green screen area, and have that kind of like interaction that you're in some kind of area. And my idea at some point is to create some like art where you can basically grab a crystal, like I can grab a crystal and put it into a spinner and then click another button that then takes me back to like a stood up green screen area where I could just kind of like then react to the crystal opening and do a lot more, like just kind of take it to the next level. And that's still the plan. It's just a case of like I want to build the studio for it to go in and kind of take like this to the next level. That's just really the plan with it, and kind of get back to guides, doing it in certain ways, have more interaction, use the green screen a bit more. So there's plans in the works, but I'm just not there yet. We need to kind of get our house sold. It is in the process of being sold. Not sold. It's we've had a bit of bad luck with it, so it's stalled it. So I'm not going to get my hopes up with anything. Everything's just stalled at the moment, and we're kind of focusing on 2023 as being the time where we get this house sold and we move somewhere else that's bigger, that I can then kind of like deliver on those particular things. Good studio, nice spacious house that's got the space for me to create a studio, so I can work on just so many different things. Now we go with the plans for 2023. Okay, right. MCOC YouTubing based plans. So I've got a lot to do. Okay, a lot to do. There's a lot of guides, new player guides I was planning to make this year and haven't been able to make. That's just how sadly life goes. I do want to make more in 2023. I do want to redo the ones of the previous years, especially because these new player guides now are 3 years old. Can't have that. They need to be redone. Everything needs to be completely scrapped, redone from scratch. I don't know when I'm going to get to do that. I've planned March to be the time, but it just depends, because going free to play means I have to grind out a lot more for certain things. But I might do less arena and more battlegrounds, which may be better for me in what I take home from it. And maybe take a time off from arena. Haven't decided. But yeah, go back to my old account, my free to play account, which is Paul the Boy. Even though the RTM account is technically free to play, it's basically non-spending rather than saying free to play. That's why we refer to it as non-spending, but it's non-spending now. So this one is fully free to play, Paul the Boy. I will return back to that one. I will work on that one, and I will bring that up. But also, I want to do a lot more. I want to do relics guides, which I thought I had a playlist for relics. Even though I'm not really completely sold on relics, I do want to kind of do and continue content with it, because it's stuff within the space of MCOC. So I definitely want to do that. I want to do battlegrounds guides. I want to do a lot more, and I do plan to do a lot more in 2023. He says that. I just have to deliver. Everything's subject to change though, because that's just how it works. Stuff just happens. But what about non-MCOC? Okay, so the first thing about non-MCOC based stuff is I want to take a week to just focus on nostalgia. So I want to have a nostalgic week of my content, not content, but games I used to play, now don't. And I would like to kind of do a week of just going completely off MCOC and have a week doing something else. I know that people won't get it. I know that people won't understand, and I know people will be very annoyed. But then for the people that kind of understand and go, look, he's playing games he likes for a week, and then he's going back to MCOC, I think people would understand. Maybe I would do that on another channel, but it means like I wouldn't be uploading for a week because I'd be focusing too much on something else and doing it on the second channel, for example. But I want that to be part of like me and part of my channel, and go a trip down memory lane, especially as I go into now my 7th year of uploading on the channel. So it's time to kind of like, make some decisions about just enjoying content creation for me rather than anything. I think that's incredibly important. But also something that I completely forgot to mention, which I need to sandwich into this one, is streaming and streaming on here. Like I plan to, instead of doing MCOC on Twitch, I might permanently bring it back to YouTube and create Twitch as being a kind of variety like channel, and kind of then think about how I use the second channel as well as to kind of where I upload content. Especially as on Twitch I'm actually enjoying playing the Call of Duty Warzone 2 more than I'm enjoying playing MCOC on there, and I sort of take anyway through MCOC. It's just a case of like, well, my concern is I just don't want to burn out, and that's something that's very much possible. So taking like an easy January may be a good option. And I do enjoy playing Fall Guys, and I do enjoy playing Marvel Contest Champions, and I do enjoy streaming it. I've enjoyed doing Battleground streams on here, and maybe that's something that's best served for the YouTube channel, as well as Cavalier Difficulty Grind and what will be Elder Difficulty Grind and stuff like that. but also kind of having more games like added to here that I can play and then upload stuff elsewhere. So kind of expanding the brand and kind of doing things like RP, role-playing, and other things like that. Those are things I'm interested in doing. Now, the final thing is to talk about social media. First of all, thank you very much everybody that's kind of like got the Twitter up to 10,000 followers. And also we've got up to 66,000 subscribers on YouTube. Would I like to have seen more this year? Maybe, but then I've been trying to focus on my career a bit more, and especially like the FSG stuff has been like really, really important to me. But I do hope to kind of like, work a bit more on my YouTube side of things and make sure that we're kind of like we're covering things that players really want to see. Also with Discord, I've definitely got to do a lot of work with Discord, because it's a case with the RichTheMan Discord, which I can't remember how we got like over like thousands of kind of people that are in the Discord, members and stuff like that. I've got to do more work. I've really got to do that. But it's just finding the time. I really struggle with kind of availability of time and things. But I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to try and get that done and cover things. I've also in 2023 got to do a rebrand, but it's not a case of just doing a logo. I want to do more things. Like I've got to commission White Mummy. I've got to also commission Super on some stuff, and I've kind of earmarked them as being people I'd like to do work with, especially from what they've created. There'll also be other people I want to commission for different things, just to spice up stuff. Animations. We want to see like those little vignettes at the start of videos, and so much more. Like I will be kind of like looking to do that in the new year. I'm not going to say now commit to stuff, but it's a case of like I want to have some ideas, throw it to them, let them have some ideas, and kind of like come together in synergization and go boom, let's create something cool and take it from there. But yeah, I do want to spice things up in 2023. So in any case, even though I started the video saying like no alcohol, and I've kind of this toast the end of the year, I just want to say thank you for a lovely 2022, and also I've hopefully put this video out so that it will finish when it is New Year's, or go over when the New Year's kind of celebrations are. So may the luck, first of all, the luck, love, happiness, and success be with you wherever you are as we head into 2023. So cheers, and let's try and make this next year, 2023, better than 2022. Cheers.